my talk around it. I have to structure my talk around it then. And so it is a little bit about our history. And I've called it From Girmitya to Veda. Because that is how, if you look at our School of Vedic Studies and place it in a historical context, then that is where we stand. Our people came to these shores. Not all of them could read and write. They may have not been literate, they may have not known the letters, but it did not mean they were uneducated, because they were very, very streetwise. They were able to rise out of that poverty and that indentured labor to become what we are today. Most of us hold good jobs. And in the context of the School of Vedic Studies, we had people that came to South Africa who knew little or nothing, it would be better to say nothing, about the culture, let alone Vedas is too far and out of reach. They didn't even have copies of Vedas or anything like that. At best, they took recourse to Ramayana. Even that, some of them could read, some couldn't read. There was a handful that could. So what they did was they used to know these verses by heart. Now, I've been to India around Diwali time. They have what is called the Shehra, and in every village, they enact the Ramayana. It's such an important tradition. And therefore, to this day, even in the villages or even in India, I was so surprised when they have a Kavi Sammelan where poets get together to read, or anybody comes together. You'll be surprised the people gather in thousands to listen or to see these little plays. That is why the movie industry does so well, because taking part in plays was part of the village culture. And that is why when we came to South Africa, the earliest culture you will find, they had little plays. I don't know if any of you here that's listening today know, but we had groups like the Riverside Sanatan Dancing Company. Riverside Sanatan Dancing Company, which tells you that they came from the Riverside area. And there were others, Dilruba, and a whole host of others. And these were what we called Natak Mandalis. They would create little plays, and at weddings, the day before the wedding, these plays would take place, and people would sit till the late hours, till the early hours of the morning, midnight, 1, 2 o'clock, watching these plays. And they would comprise songs. Does anybody know, have any idea or any experience of such plays? Or even heard of it?
Yes, Dr. G.
Most definitely.
I'm from Riverside.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So please do read about it. So you'll understand then that there was a love for culture, a love for poetry, a love for play that our people had, and they came down, and with it, the folk songs became very popular. You need to understand this to understand why then there was such an interest in, is there a problem with my, I've got a message saying that my image is frozen. Can you all see me and hear me?
Yes, everything is good. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Doctor, it's fine.
Yes, we can.
All fine, Dr. J.
Okay, all right, thank you. Then yes, so therefore now there was this, therefore I'm making a point of saying that although they may have not been, literate in terms of reading and all of that, but they had a very sharp sense of their culture, the cultural roots. Nonetheless, because many of them were poor, this became subject to conversions. And, from we're almost 100% Hindus. It was 90% plus. Today, the number of Hindus sit at between 50 and 60%. Okay? So that is such state of affairs. That is how our people were converted. And this is why you need to understand the backdrop of the school of Vedic studies. It was against this backdrop of conversions, of our people taking part in Muharram, Tajia celebrations. I, as a child, remember going to Tajia celebration. This was a Muslim observance, and even amongst the Muslims, they are divided because the Tajia is a float procession, and they took it to the river and immersed it into the water. And although the Muslims practiced it, Hindus were very attracted to it because it was part of Hindu tradition. You know, those of you that know in India, when they have the Ganesha celebration, they take little images of Ganesha and they put it into the ocean. There's a huge celebration, they walk with it, they march with it, they sing, and then go and immerse it in the oceans. Now, this was copied into Islam, and Islam then did the same thing. They would have images of the various mosques, and they would take that and immerse them into the water. Here in Durban, it was done and taken to the Amgeni River. All right. So these are the kind of practices that prevailed, and with that came an attraction, and people were converted either to Islam or to Christianity. That is why when the first preachers of the Arya Samaj, Bhai Parmanand, Swami Shankaranand, and a lot of them that came in later on, we have Pandit Nardev and others that have come in, very important that they set a backdrop. Slowly, even the Hindi Siksha Sangh, right, where, you know, the founders, the Arya Samaj, it was started at the Arya Pratinidhi Sabha, it was housed at the Arya Pratinidhi Sabha. Ramayan, a recital of Ramayan was a very important part of the Eisteddfod, and along with it, recital of Gita and Veda. So these three things featured very prominently: recital of Ramayan, recital of Gita, and recital of verses from the Veda. And slowly the seeds were started. People were taught to perform the Havan from village to village. Bhai Parmanand, Swami Shankaranand, and then Swami Bhavani Dayal was the main one. He went from village to village and started Hindi schools in those days. And they were learned to perform the simple Havan. And that is how, right, they got what we call in Hindi Bhumika. Bhumika literally means Bhumi is earth. You prepare the earth and plant your seeds. The Bhumika, the earth is prepared. You plant your seeds and then you reap the rewards of it. And today we've reached the stage where we, pardon me for saying this, but we can even compare with India. We have a Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan now where we're doing Sanskrit exams. And we actually now, you know, are doing our standards in when we teach the School of Vedic Studies. India has expressed a tremendous admiration for our School of Vedic Studies and the structured manner in which we teach. So our journey then coming to the Vedas has been one from that of the poor Girmitya, the indentured laborer, was nothing less than a slave, right? Whereas before slavery was a terrible system, right? A total denigration, of a class of people where this was sold. They were sold into slavery. They were treated like animals. Indentured labor was no different. People were flogged and whipped and made to work, treated like animals. And the difference was indentured labor was where you sold yourself. You sold yourself into slavery for 5 years. And after that, you are free. Okay? So from there, the strides that we've made, we've come together to own our own homes. Our children are, most of them are in the executive and corporate world. And coupled with it is we are with the Vedas now, we're looking at all our scriptures, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Gita, Ramayana, Veda, because it is the source of our culture and the performance of our sanskars. All right, so Lekha, if I can share with you the poem that I did. There's 2 poems I've got, which I want to share with you. And it's about the position of India and Africa. and I presented them as two mothers that are in conversation with each other. The one mother speaking to the other and explaining her woes, and where she's forced to give up a child, and the other mother adopts the child. So, Lekha, if you can look at the first one, Chale Girmitya, Africa. And I would explain the Hindi. I do not know if you understand the Hindi so well. So it's called Chale Girmitya, Africa. And before we begin it, I thought we could look at this. You don't have the script by any chance, Lekha? All right. Let me just give you the words before you listen to the visual. It says, आप जानते होंगे कि 1800, that is in 1800, you will understand that in 1800, or in the middle, Madhya Kal, in the middle of it, 1850, from India, Bharat ke Purvi Uttar Pradesh, Eastern Uttar Pradesh, Eastern UP, Bihar, from Bihar and other states, Hamare Purvaj, our forefathers, who were Girmityas, or Bandhua Mazdoor means bonded laborers. Bandhua Mazdoor, right? As Bandhua Mazdoor, they came to South Africa, Mauritius, Fiji, Trinidad, and Guyana. Then it says that us samay, at that time, Bharat Mata ki kaisi kathin paristiti, the difficult conditions in India, you can understand. आप समझ सकते हैं. जैसे इंडिया या भारत को हम माँ कहकर पुकारते हैं. Just like we address India, Bharat, or India as Ma, we address her as Ma. वैसे Africa, just like that, Africa के संस्कृति में, even in Africa as well, धरती को, the earth is addressed as Ma, Ma कहकर पुकारते हैं. अफ्रीका भाषा में Ma, Mama. In the African language, Ma is called Mama. Right? And like in India, right, we have Bharat Mata, or Mother India. In Africa, we address Africa as Mama Africa. Now, when a mother loses her children, right, and she knows her children are going to go to another mother, what will such a mother say? Right? Let us listen to what Mother India said to Mama Africa. And this is the poem. Meri pyari bahan, my beloved sister, Mama Africa, tu hai ma, main hu ma. You are a mother, I'm also a mother. In between beach mein sagar, this is blue ocean. Par kare to kya mile, kya na mile. If you cross it, right, what will you get? What you will not get. We do not know what we may achieve, we may not achieve. Aamne samne khade hai hum. We stand facing each other. If you look at the map, I had the map in mind. There's India and Africa there. Here we stand, the ocean between, and we are facing each other. Aamne samne khade hai hum. Kaise riste mein jud gaye hum. What kind of relationship? Rishte means a relationship like family has. Rishta. So it says, what kind, kaise rishte mein jud gaye hum? What kind of this bond or relationship have we become joined into? Hum bandhan mein bebas. I am in this bond, bandhan, tied, right? Bebas, helpless. You are bediyo mein. Bediyo means chains. You are bound in chains, equally helpless. Chains meaning slavery. Man saman hum khoye. We've lost all our respect. Dukhi, lachar. We are pained. We are in this terrible state. Kaise atyachar? What kind of terrible atrocity is this? Dhan sampatti thi kitni? How much of wealth we had? South Africa, gold, minerals, India, all the wealth. Kitni sampatti dhan thi. But ab bane bekar. Now we become useless. Baithe bhikhari. We are sitting like beggars. Behal, berozgar, lute hue. no employment in India. There was terrible employment at the berozgar, behal, in a hopeless state. Lute hue, looted. We were looted. Dar dar. Dar dar means step by step. At every step. Beghar. Dar dar beghar. Without our homes. Bhatak rahe. Aimlessly wandering. Lalchi Lomdi, I refer to the British as the red foxes because they used to wear those red outfits. See? Lalchi Lomdi lal lal, red red. Kaise bichhaye jal. They then spread this net, this snare. Kaise inke chal. Look at the style, how they did things. The ship stood jahaj khadi, ab ja rahi. Now they are departing, they are going nadan. Santan, our innocent children, Santan, Sapna Sakar Kar Saj, going there to make their dreams Sakar a reality. Sadko pe sone, they were told that there's gold on the pavements, on the roads. Kitne suhavane, how beautiful. Kaisi asha, kaisi nirasha. What hope, what hopelessness. They gave them hope, but there was also hopelessness in it. Mama Africa, Bahan Hamari. My sister, Mama Africa, Jyoti Meri, ab ho gayi teri. What was mine is now becoming yours. Main aansu bahati, I'm shedding tears, saunp diya, and I'm giving them up. Tune unhe, you have taken them, god liya, into your lap. Ja lalna, go my child. Lalana is child. In Bhojpuri, lalna is a child. Go, my child. Ja lalana, tu phule phale. May you prosper. Fruit, phule phale, may you flower, and may there be fruit, meaning may you prosper. Nahi maa ke aanchal mein phale. Go, aanchal, is a sari when it flows, lehrayel aanchal. In that new aanchal of your mother, may you grow. Right? Meaning the aanchal of Mama Africa. Khele, kude, nache, gaye. May you dance, may you sing, may you share your stories. Naye aangan mein, in this new yard of yours. Naye bhai, naye behen. You have new brothers, new sisters, of course the African people. Laharati haryali, this greenery that will flow before you. Samne phailai, spreading out before you. Pal pal har pal. Every moment, right? Teri ho kushyali. May there be happiness in it for you. Sukho ke saath, with your happiness, there will be difficult. Dukho ko samna. You must face this difficulties. Sada samne, always ahead. Piche na padna, never fall behind. Dugo mai ka lalna haite. You are a child of two mothers. Dugo mai, two mothers' child you are. Dur mujhse chalkar, you've gone far away. Bas gaya and settled there. Ho sake, if you can, kabhi kabhi soch liya kar. Please think. Soch liya kar. Teri maa main bhu ho. So Mother India saying, if you can sometimes stop and think, I am also your mother. Although you are in Africa, Africa is now your mother. Don't forget, I am maybe teri maa hu. Kashton mein doobi hue, fallen in difficulties. Lalana ko, my child, kasti bethakar, kasti means a boat. Kasti bethakar, bheja sagar par. I've sent my child overseas, across sagar bheja par. Tere geet mein, sangeet mein, but in your song, in your dance, mein tere sukh mein, har dukh mein, in your every happiness, in your every sorrow, main ab bhi hu, main ab bhi hu. I am still there, I am still there, with you all the time. So this is a poem I've written, that's Hindi. The second one will be in English, which you'll follow. So let's listen. And the first one in Hindi, I hope you'll understand it. And I hope you like it as much as Aarti Ben did. And Sharda Rani, of course. All right, so over to you, Lekha. She'll play the two pieces. I hope you'll understand them.
चले गिरमिटिया अफ्रीका। आप जानते होंगे कि 1800 की सदी, इसके मध्यकाल 1850 के आसपास भारत के पूर्वी उत्तर प्रदेश, बिहार और अन्य प्रांतों से हमारे पूर्वज गिरमिटिया यानी बंधुआ मजदूर बनकर साउथ अफ्रीका, मॉरिशस, फिजी, ट्रिनिडैड, गयाना पहुंचे। उस समय भारत माता की कैसी कठिन परिस्थिति थी, आप समझ सकते हैं। जैसे इंडिया या भारत को हम मां कहकर पुकारते हैं, वैसे अफ्रीका के संस्कृति में भी धरती को मां कहकर पुकारते हैं। अफ्रीकी भाषा में मां मामा होती है। जैसे इंडिया मदर इंडिया या भारत माता कहलाई जाती है, ऐसे ही अफ्रीका प्यार से मामा अफ्रीका कहलाती है। एक मां अपने बच्चों को खोते हुए दूसरी मां से क्या कह रही होगी, आइए सुनिए। भारत मां अफ्रीका मामा से क्या कहती है। मेरी प्यारी बहन मामा अफ्रीका, तू है मां, मैं भी मां। बीच में सागर नीले, पार करे तो क्या मिले क्या ना मिले। आमने सामने खड़े हैं हम, कैसे रिश्ते में जुड़ गए हम बंधन में बेबस, तुम भी बेड़ियों में बेबस। मान सम्मान हम खोए, दुखी लाचार, ये कैसा अत्याचार। धन संपत्ति थी कितनी, अब बने बेकार बैठे भिखारी। बेहाल बेरोजगार लुटे हुए, दर दर बेघर भटक रहे। लालची लोमड़ी लाल लाल, कैसे बिछाए जाल, कैसे इनके चाल। जहाज खड़ी अब जा रही, नादान संतान सपना साकार कर साज। सड़कों पे सोने कितने सुहावने, कैसी आशा कैसी निराशा। मामा अफ्रीका बहन हमारी, जो थी मेरी अब हो गई तेरी। मैं आंसू बहाती सौंप दिया, तूने उन्हें अपने गोद लिया। जा ललना तू फूले फले, नई मां के आंचल में पले। खेले कूदे नाचे गाए, नए आंगन में नए भाई नई बहन। लहराती हरियाली सामने फैलाई, पल पल हर पल तेरी हो खुशहाली। सुखों के साथ दुखों का सामना, सदा सामने पीछे न पड़ना। दूगो माए का ललना है तू, दूर मुझसे चलकर बस गया तू। हो सके तो कभी कभी सोच लिया कर, तेरी मां मैं भी हूं। कष्टों में डूबी हुई ललना को कश्ती में डाल भेजा सागर पार। तेरे गीत में संगीत में, तेरे सुख में भी हर दुख में भी, मैं अब भी हूं, मैं अब भी हूं। नमस्ते।
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, we can, Dr. G.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, you listen to an English one now. There was a play that I wrote for my school called Girmitya, and this is a prologue to it. It's got a similar message, you know.
It is common practice and part of a rural village culture that mothers who toil on the fields take care of each other's newborn babes. While some tilled the soil, the others would pick the frail and crying babies who suckled from their weary breasts. Through the milk that quenched the thirst and hunger of the babies flowed the blood, sweat and tears, the story of oppression and struggle that passed not only to the babe in the mother's bosom, but to the succeeding generations. It is in this hapless state that Mother India, holding her baby in her arms, says to Mama Africa in a voice and tone that only one mother could speak to another.
Weighed down by this terrible agony of poverty, I place my baby in your arms. May this child grow and be nurtured on your earth. In this newfound home, may he learn to love his brothers, to play with them, sing his song, dance his dance, and tell his stories, both old and new. May he grow and prosper, and never forget the mother that was once his own, a mother who, weighed down by her anguish, was forced to abandon a part of her very own soul. Farewell, my child. May the new horizon you travel to bring you new joy and hope. May you prosper and be blessed always.
Okay. All right. Then I don't know if you,
That was amazing. That was beautiful, Dr. Ramvilas.
Okay. I'm glad you liked it.
That was brilliant, Dr. G. It
Ah.
not only appeals